Oh, hey guys, Addy555 here. Today I'm going to be installing a K&N Airfilter into my Honda CTX700. So before we go on in this video, just saying I'm not sponsored by K&N Airfilters, but if you are from K&N Airfilter and you want to get in contact with me to give some prizes to give away, that'll be good, but that's probably not going to happen, let's face it. So I've got about 30,000 kilometers on my bike in total, and it's about time I changed out the stock original air filter. So I jumped online and I decided to get the K&N air filter over a replacement one, just based on the fact that well, you can reuse these. So even though these cost a bit more than the stock standard OEM air filters that you can get for the Honda CTX700, for me, I figured I'm not planning to sell my bike anytime soon, and I do a lot of commuting on the bike, so I'm definitely going to be using the kilometers. So why not get an air filter that I can reuse? Let's say I'll use this 3 or 4 times and just cleaning it out every now and then using the cleaning products that you can buy separately. It will essentially pay for itself over time. Now the reason I'm down here at the strip today is I want to be able to test out, does this high flow air filter make any noticeable difference when installed on a Honda CTX700? Personally, I don't think it will, but it claims on the box that this air filter reduces air restriction, allowing the engine to breathe easier than traditional paper filters. And using the K&N air filter can actually improve horsepower and acceleration in many vehicles. So is this one of the many vehicles that the box talks about? Now the best way to test if this will actually change any of the performance or acceleration on the bike would be to stick it on a dyno and get it looked at professionally by a mechanic. I don't have that and I'm too cheap to do that, so what I'm going to be doing is some speed tests. So I'm here at the strip, I'm going to be doing 2 speed tests. The 2 tests that I'm going to be doing is the first one, having it in first gear and accelerating as fast as I can go until it hits that revline limiter, and basically timing the difference between the stock and the K&N to see if there's much difference between the two. The second one is how long it will take to go from 0 to 100 kilometers. Alright, so let's jump on the bike and do the first test, then we'll switch over to the new filter and then do the test all over again. Exciting times. Whew. Okay, I've warmed up the engine for the last 5 minutes or so, just lapping up and down here, so I'm all good to go. Now, as I mentioned before, this is not a scientific test. There are flaws in it, such as I'm not going to have the same amount of fuel because I'll be using a bit of fuel to do this test for this stock standard one, and then, you know, not filling up or anything. There's different variables and everything, but just as a performance outline of something that is noticeable, I think this test will more than enough suffice for what we're about to do. Alright, so this is the first test, which is how long it takes to hit that rev limiter, and you'll know because you'll hear it, you'll go bob 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 bob. Alright, so here we go. Bob 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 bob. There we go. That's that first test there, and I'm going to do this test a few times just to make it more accurate. Yeah, we'll go there. It's my scientific bottle cap method, so you can visually see. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Alright, let's do the 0 to 100 test. Mark. Mark. Three, 2, 1. Alright, so that concludes the test for the stock standard air filter on the Honda CTX700. Now it's time to head back after some lunch and we'll pull apart the bike and put in the K&N air filter. I had to take it all apart the hard way because this one screw here was rounded before I even got to it, so maybe the mechanical, when they installed the bike at the factory, they rounded that screw a little bit, so I had to undo the bolts under here to get that off. Big job, but the filter's off now and I can clean that up and stick the new filter in. The new K&N filters don't have the thing that comes out where those holes are, like this one's got. So what that does on the original one is it sticks out, so when you put this together, it clicks the filter into place. There's 6 screws on the air filter box anyway, so that'll hold it instead. Alright, that took way longer than it needed to. Off to the test area we go. If this was my car and I was putting the filter in that, within about 30 seconds of opening the bonnet I would have the new filter installed. But this is a motorcycle that's designed where you've got to take every panel off in front of you just to be able to get to the air filter, which is probably the only downfall of this bike. It's a little bit cooler now than what it was this morning, so yeah, as I said, it's not a scientific sort of experiment to see if it is better or not. I just want to know if it's noticeably any different. Riding so far, I haven't really throttled it, but it seems the same, to be honest. 3, 2, 1. That's the same on the rev limiter thing as the marker on the side of the road. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit. It's the same again. Okay, here we go. Three, two, one. Well, there we go. I don't think there's anything noticeably different with the filters, the air filters. Maybe if the original one was a little bit more clogged up, then maybe it would have a difference. It's definitely opened up the engine to be able to breathe a bit better, obviously, because the filter's better. It's got more surface area and it will let more air in. But as far as turning this into a sports bike, nah, there's zero noticeable difference. But maybe there's a difference in the time. So this is what the results were. Righto, that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and as usual, keep safe out there on the road, stay on 2 wheels and not on your head, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday with another video. Laters!